Good Saturday afternoon to you. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities, Subaru, and 802 Honda, all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. Looking at Sugarbush, a little bit of snowmaking as well as a little bit of snow accrued. Well, we have a cold northwesterly flow in progress that's producing some upsloping snow shower activity. This is adding accumulation to our central and northern Green Mountains today. This will be ending as flurries later overnight tonight and toward the dawn hours of Sunday morning. Good project weather returns, but cold conditions on Sunday. A very weak weather system will bring in another travel issue with light accumulating snows on Monday. And again, along about Wednesday, without utility impacts, both of these. But all eyes are on a rather robust low-pressure system that will be tracking toward the Great Lakes with a very large rain shield out ahead of it. That'll happen late Thursday into Friday, with the potential for rain, freezing rain, wet snow, and gradient wind issues for utilities. This will take place Thursday afternoon into Friday. Expect more updates as this approaches in time. Looking at the current conditions right now, this is a little bit of snow has been picked up here, around 5 inches at Smuggler's Notch with this northwesterly flow. And what we'll do is we'll zoom in here. Current temperatures with this northwesterly flow will continue to provide some snow in elevated areas especially, and also accrue just enough snow to make for some slippery travel conditions today, so watch it. We'll note probably a dusting to probably about an inch of snow during the evening hours as these temperatures begin to fall later on today and into the evening. This is the polar orbiter that took the snow shot across Vermont. We can see a little bit of snow cover in some parts of mainly southern Vermont here. We're looking at the White River Basin here, the Connecticut River Valley, and as we get into areas up the Passumpsic River Valley, a little less snow here. But generally we're talking anywhere from 1 to locally as much as 5 inches. Above that 5-inch amount, you can see there's a few areas here we're seeing where the snow is. This is the E.F. Knapp Airport. We're looking at conditions over toward the Standard Mountain Range and the Worcester Range and down toward Sugarbush and so forth. We can see the most snow in Vermont right now is atop Mount Mansfield. And then that stretches in spotty fashion up toward Jay Peak. Skiers, take note. Okay, our current conditions are such that we have this departing area of trough low pressure that's located now well east and out to sea south of Nova Scotia. This is forecast on Sunday. We have a ridge of higher pressure building in, so some pretty decent weather up and down the northeast United States into northern New England. Now continuing beyond that, we have this little weakening patch of precipitation that's working in. It will be cold enough to snow. It arrives in the morning hours on Monday, and then it pulls on out pretty quickly. And then a little better day, it looks like on Tuesday, as another ridge of higher pressure begins to move on in. And then beyond that, another system very similar to the one on Monday arrives on Wednesday as it's in this weakening state. You can see it basically falls apart in the afternoon hours. And then another area of higher pressure tries to build in, but it's not going to last very long. This is valid Thursday morning. So basically Wednesday night and Thursday morning before the main event here. A lot of jet stream energy. You can see these thicknesses. This is some very cold temperatures. First time this winter to see cold temperatures like this with this kind of thermal packing. And this is going to spin up an area of low pressure that's going to track into the Great Lakes and then track to our east. So at 120 hours here, we're going to watch that. We're going to stop it right there. And what we have here is rain mixing with wet snow. All different kinds of precipitation types more than likely. Also some pretty good gradient winds on the front side out of the southeast. That moves on through. Pressure slackens. We go back to return snow. Some pretty gusty winds on the backside. This is valid late Friday night. We'll take you into Friday night into Saturday. That'd be Saturday morning. pretty tight pressure gradient as the area of low pressure tracks away and into the Canadian Maritimes. So again, looking at the European model, we can see how this sets up with this particular storm system. Here it comes. Looks like precipitation just now getting into the region there. And this is valid about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so it looks like in the morning this could be freezing rain. Although temperatures appear to be above the freezing mark, ground temperatures may not be, and this could be freezing rain or actually mixed with some sleet and wet snow, as the 0-degree isotherm is still pretty far up there. Now what ends up happening is all of that begins to shift to the north, and you watch the 0-degree isotherm go north and precipitation picks up, and this looks like it's going to be all rain. This would be valid about 1 o'clock in the morning Thursday night, and then continuing, it changes back to snow with the 0-degree isotherm working its way east. Here comes the 32-degree temperature isotherm at the surface, and that's getting cold now as we get into Saturday. The Weather Prediction Center 7-day total QPF, or accumulated precipitation, for the next 7 days. Looks like the main areas to the south and east of this. It looks like the half-inch amount is just to the north, with the inch amount coming in, so a little bit less in the way of precipitation, with the bulk of it looks like it's going to be to the south of us, and then off, of course, to the Pacific Northwest and Northern California area. 5-day maximum temperatures, we're running near normal to 3 degrees above normal in our neck of the woods, and then about 3 days later, we're seeing near normal again. GFS ensemble shows pretty much similar what the European shows, a couple different small precipitation shots here, and then weak weather systems, and then this mixture of rain types. Now this would be for Burlington, where temperatures will likely be above the freezing mark. East of the Greens, this will be much more problematic. I'm going to end on this note, looking at current temperatures. You can see the colder air out here, and even though this looks pretty cold, this is not all that cold. As you can see, temperatures well above normal in parts of northern Canada. The Arctic Basin has cooled off just a little bit. Most of the cold air back across parts of Siberia. And looking at the latest sea surface temperature anomalies, we can see what that shows with the Pacific Decadal Oscillation here, and just how warm it is. Look at the Great Lakes, all above normal. A couple spots near Lake Michigan near normal. Same with Western Lake Ontario. Look at this, James Bay, Canada, well above normal. And this warmth has been kind of sneaking up into the Arctic. But the main issue has been these Icelandic lows and pushing some of that warmth into the Kara Sea, and this has been having ramifications on the Arctic ice melt. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.